Hey, I was trying to find a tutorial on how to take this apart and clean it, and I was not able to do that very easily. There were some, but I figured I'll just make one if somebody else runs into the same problem. So what we have here is a small Fisco, I think is a British brand, 2 meters long, very tiny. My hands are not very big and it looks like I'm dwarfing it. Tape measure. So first we're gonna take this little screw from the middle. It's only held by this. Inside there will be nothing else stopping the tape measuring or the spring from popping out. So carefully take it out, and this is what you'll see. Now you're gonna want to take a picture of the attachment of the spring in the middle, because if by whatever chance it pops out when you're trying to let it out slowly, you're gonna want to remember how it was attached in the middle. Now you're gonna want to let it out slowly. First detach the first part of the tape measure, and you can just take it by alternating your thumbs very easily. Something you would do on a main spring of a clock. Now that it starts to become continuously hard to do so, you can still use the alternating thumb tactic and just try and letting out slowly. I've done this quite a few times trying to illustrate it, so I'm gonna speedrun this part of it. And once the tape measure is about done and dusted, you're gonna have the spring, which is supposed to load it back in, and it's attached by this small mechanism or attachment point, which just goes on like simply. Well, I'm gonna show it later. So with the spring it doesn't really matter, you can just let it out a bit faster than you did with the tape measure, because it's not gonna tangle since it's been in the same strained position for so long. So this is what this looks like. Now you can take your time and clean these parts out. You can use synthetic steel wool to clean all the parts, and remember to lubricate the spring if you want it to actually function well. So what I'm going to show you now is how to put it back together. This was the tricky part when trying to figure it out on your own. So just attach it back just how it was, just how your picture that you took when you first took it apart. And you can just keep your thumb in the middle and just draw the spring back in. Just make sure it goes all the way in the middle, and it's not blocked by either of the pillars, which are supposed to guide the flow of the tape measure. So first you're going to focus on just getting it all in there. Don't care how tight it is. And once you're nearing the end, you can put your thumb strictly there and just pull to tighten. And we're at this point, all we want to do is tighten it enough so that we can attach or we can fit the tape measuring part in there. and wind it all the way in and just leave a little bit to be desired, and attach the tape measuring part like so. Now this is gonna require a little bit of finger strength, so we're gonna start bending the tape measure part in as well, and again trying to hold it with our weaker thumb while using the dexterity of our main hand, unless you're ambidextrous, to wrap it in. Remember to keep it away from the pillars, and if at any point it becomes loose, you can keep your other thumb in there and use the other one to pull to make it tighter. Little mess up there. Also sorry if this is not completely shown. I'm gonna try to explain all the steps. It's just a quick video. Alright, we're nearing the end, and by the end, if you want it to actually collect itself back in, this is where you can wind the spring more, but since I've been unable to do it with this one, I'm not going to even bother. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place it like so. So this is how it would be, just all the way reeled in. And then I will place carefully the lid back on by sliding it from the other side, ending on the top. Alright, taking our little electric screwdriver, putting it back in, and voila! We have a working tape measure. Hope that helps somebody fix your dad's tape measure that you were tinkering with. Alright, see ya.